up, everyone? My name is Shaelyn, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And welcome back to the third episode in my series that I call My Disability in Detail. Today's episode is going to be all about Clonus, what it is, and how it pertains to me and my post-stroke recovery. All right, let's jump right into the first topic. I am going to be using my computer once again, which I do for most of my videos, but specifically this one because I need to describe what Clonus is as best as I can, so I'm going to use Google. So it says, Clonus is involuntary and rhythmic muscle contractions caused by a permanent lesion in descending motor neurons. It says Clonus may be found at the ankle, patella, triceps, wrist, jaw, biceps, brachii. I don't know. Personally, my Clonus affects me mostly just in my legs. I don't believe I've had Clonus in my hands. Actually, maybe we'll get into that. But from other people that have paralysis, I've seen them pretty much only have it in their legs. I haven't seen it in people's arms really ever, that I'm aware of anyway. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I've only ever seen it in the legs. So that must be like the most commonplace that people get it. Next topic. Why or when does Clonus happen? It says it's usually triggered by an automatic response to a stimulus. The reflex leads to uncontrollable shaky movements. Clonus occurs most frequently in the muscles that control the ankles, knees. It occurs less commonly in the jaws, fingers, wrists, elbows, biceps, and calves. Okay, so yeah, like I said, ankles and knees is the most common, which is what I thought it would be. So also to keep my thoughts kind of organized and so that I don't ramble so much, I wrote down a lot of points for my personal experience so that I can refer to it and not kind of go off on tangents like I usually do. So I'm going to be referring to my laptop still, even though I'm talking about my personal experiences, just so you guys know. So like I said before, personally, my Clonus is really only in my ankle and like my foot. I guess it would just be my ankle, now that I'm thinking about it, but usually it's triggered by either if I step on my foot like a certain way, if I'm like stressed or under pressure, sometimes it happens, which is like the most annoying part, or if I'm extremely fatigued, like when I'm really tired. Physically tired. I guess I'll tell you guys about my first memory of my first experience having Clonus post-stroke. So I'm not sure if I had it before this. I probably did now that I'm thinking about it, but this is like my first memory of experiencing it. I don't really remember before this it ever happening. But basically I was in my outpatient physiotherapy and my physiotherapist, I think I might have had like a little like spasm of Clonus happen. I think he was trying to just explain to me like what it was. He had me sit down in a chair and he held up my foot, and then this is essentially how you would test for Clonus. You would, in the ankle at least, he jerked my ankle upward, and then my foot started doing the shaky thing, like having Clonus. And I was like, honestly kind of excited when I saw that because my ankle had not moved whatsoever at that point post-stroke. So I was like, oh my God, like even though it was involuntary movement, I was still like, oh my God, it's movement. Like that's crazy. That's kind of cool. So it was honestly exciting to see that. But yeah, obviously he explained to me what Clonus was and that I wasn't doing it, and it's just like a spasm or like a response to certain stimulus, I guess. I'm gonna try and get Brandon, my husband, to do that test so that you guys can kind of see for yourself what it kind of looks like. It doesn't usually work when I do it myself. I'll try and see if I can get good footage of Brandon doing it to me, and if I get good footage of that, I'll put it in right here.
There we go.
I'm not doing anything.
I know. Dang, that's so weird. It's making your whole arm shake. Isn't that crazy?
Mm.
So yeah, that's what Clonus kind of looks like. But other than that, the only footage that I've actually captured of it, since it is so spontaneous and like you can't really foresee it happening until it's already happening. From what I found anyway, back in my footage for YouTube, I have a clip of me on a machine at the gym doing leg extensions, and it's whenever I'm doing the extensions with my left leg, my ankle starts acting up with the Clonus. So I'll insert that footage here. It might look like it's kind of painful, but I promise it's not. It's just like, it honestly doesn't really feel like much since I don't have much sensation on that side. Yeah, it's just a weird thing that happens when I'm overexerting the muscles that are paralyzed. So I'll insert that footage here. I just realized I forgot to talk about what I kind of referred to in the beginning when I brought up maybe having Clonus in my hand before. Completely forgot to even talk about that at all in the video. So basically, I kind of noticed that in my Breaking 10,000 Barriers series, where I do those specific exercises every single day, 30 reps a day, I kind of noticed that when I do my bicep extending exercise, my hand kind of starts shaking sometimes. I'll find some clips and I'll insert them here. This was like a very rare experience that I had with my Clonus. I never had this happen before, but it was last summer. We were on a really long hike. It was an 8-hour hike, and I think it was like hour 5 into the hike. We were on our way back from this lake. Hi, you guys. I'm editing this video. Obviously, you see it just cut off in the middle of my sentence of me telling the story about going on a hike and stuff like that. So I have to finish it here while I'm editing it. Basically, I was saying that we were on like hour 5 and we were on our way back from the lake that was at like the top of the mountain. There was like a couple instances where there were like logs in the middle of the trail and we had to like climb over them, and they were like not small logs at all. They were like pretty huge because there's like massive trees in this mountain. It was kind of crazy to even think about me as a hemiplegic woman trying to hurdle over these giant logs from these trees that fell. But yeah, essentially, it just got to the point where I was absolutely exhausted. I wasn't the only one exhausted. We were with, me and my husband were with 2 other people, and all of us were like just dying. We just wanted to get back at this point. It was like incredibly exhausting, that hike. When Brandon would help me like get over these logs because he could get over much quicker than me, being able-bodied and everything. And so it took me a little while, and I needed some help so that I didn't fall on my face or anything like that. And so when he was helping me over, I like was at a breaking point, and I remember when I went to step over the log, because I would like kind of start with my right foot. I was starting to go over the log with my right foot, and when I was stepping down on it, my right foot started having Clonus, and I have never had that in my able limbs before ever. So
that was like kind of shocking, I guess. I was like confused and scared because I didn't know what was going on. I was like, oh my god, do I have paralysis in my right side? But I've tried to look it up and I can't really find anything on having Clonus in able limbs, but like the definition said, I'm pretty sure it has something to do with damage to that part of the brain. It just affects any limb it wants, I guess. But yeah, that was scary because I couldn't stand on my legs. I had to just kind of like sit on the log and wait for my legs to chill out because both of them were going at it. I had only seen that happen with people that had or have quadriplegia. So yeah, that was definitely different and rare because I don't experience that ever usually. But on that hike, it was happening and it was scary. Then I think I just went on to say that usually in like social settings, if my Clonus gets triggered, it will usually leave me feeling pretty embarrassed just because it looks like not normal. Obviously, you saw in those video clips that looks kind of crazy, especially when it happens at the gym. I like kind of look around, make sure nobody's looking at me or anything. So it's a little hard on self-esteem, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it's just part of having a traumatic brain injury, I guess, and that's the way it goes. But I did realize that day that it stopped recording, but I didn't realize where it stopped recording. I just knew that I didn't have like a conclusion to my video, so I did refilm the conclusion, so I'll roll that now.
Okay, I'm gonna try and make this outro really quick because my camera keeps shutting off for some reason. But anyway, just to close out this video, if you have experienced Clonus before or you've heard of it before, I hope that you were able to relate to this video a little bit in some way, and maybe not feel so alone if you do experience it, because I experience it too, and it's normal for post-stroke, I'm pretty sure, or any paralysis, for anybody who has paralysis. And if you haven't heard of Clonus before, I hope that you were able to learn something from this video and I was able to spread awareness about the subject. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, follow me on all my socials down in the description bar below, and I will see you next week for another new video. Okay, bye.